A police department and a community are grieving tonight, mourning the death of North Salt Lake City police officer Charlie Skinner.
Skinner was critically injured Monday when he wrecked his patrol car during a high-speed chase, but he never regained consciousness and died late last night. Fox 13's Scott McCain is live in North Salt Lake with the story. Scott?
And an ice-cold Cerveza. Good evening, Max and Andrea. Shockwaves still rippling through this community on many levels. First, you've got a respected rookie cop killed in the line of duty. Now, that's never happened before in the history of this small police department. Then you have the officer's family. Skinner and his wife still basically newlyweds, married about 2 years. Then 4 weeks ago today, his wife gave birth to their children, twins. But despite all that's happened in the last little while, Skinner's father-in-law says the family will make it through. Moments after the crash, those close to the situation knew North Salt Lake officer Charlie Skinner might not make it.
It was worse than what anyone, even the doctors, knew.
He never regained consciousness as a result of massive head trauma, the extent of which wasn't known until what turned out to be a final surgery Friday.
It was absolutely a life or death struggle.
Skinner lost that battle when doctors couldn't repair the damage, and his family took him off of life support. Sergeant William notified his fellow officers, then the media.
It's extremely difficult. It's the hardest thing that I've ever done in my 13 years of being a police officer.
The ordeal began early Monday morning when Skinner tried stopping a stolen car allegedly driven by William Fisher. It turned into a high-speed chase, and Skinner's patrol car skidded on the slick road, then slammed into the concrete base of a restaurant sign. His death is uncharted territory for this small department.
There's never been a North Salt Lake officer die in the line of duty, ever.
Meanwhile, neighbors decorated Skinner's home with yellow ribbons. Married just 2 years, his wife recently gave birth to twins, a boy and a girl. Despite everything that's happened, Skinner's father-in-law says there is something keeping all of them together.
He looked forward to putting his uniform on. He said nothing made him happier than to put his uniform on and go to work. So we know that he was doing what he loved, and there's great comfort in knowing that he was doing what he loved when he passed away.
Officer Skinner apparently was not wearing his seatbelt at the time of the crash, and no one seems to know why. And as we mentioned, the officer leaves behind a young wife and 2 small children. A trust fund has been set up to help the family through Zions Bank, and if you want to help out, you can make a contribution at any Zions Bank branch. We also learned late this afternoon funeral arrangements have been made and will happen this Friday here at an LDS service center in North Salt Lake. And finally, the man who started this whole crash, William Fisher, he was taken back to prison on a parole violation and will likely face, at the very least, vehicle theft charges. Prosecutors studying what options they have to see if they can possibly charge him in connection with the officer's death. We're live in North Salt Lake City. Scott McCain, Fox 13 News, Utah.
Nearly 2 dozen cars were vandalized in Cottonwood Heights overnight. Tonight,